But who won?
I don't know.
Hey all and welcome, and in celebration of hitting a YouTube milestone recently, you'll probably recall in the last video I said something like this. To show my gratitude, I'm gonna give one of you guys a Game Gear that'll be featured in the next video. Now before we send this Game Gear out, we should probably fix it first.
In this video, we're going to be fixing this Game Gear and sending it out to a random viewer from the last video's comment section. Upon inspecting this Game Gear, it seems to exhibit the typical bad cap response we have come to know and love about these devices. Time to get to work and get this commenter's Game Gear up in good working order. Typically, I replace the capacitors based off of the original Game Gear's specs, but in this video, we'll be giving Retro6's diagram a shot. Replacing these capacitors with ceramics is quite a bit easier than the electrolytics I usually use. Let's begin by knocking out these 1 microfarad capacitors, starting with 44 and 45. After that, let's install the 10 microfarad capacitors on the left-hand side of this main board. I wasn't comfortable using the hot air station in proximity to plastic sections like the CFL housing, so using a regular iron in its stead minimized melting anything. Now let's finish up this main board by installing the remaining 100 microfarad capacitors. And it looks like in my haste of recapping this Game Gear, I scorched this potentiometer. Well, that won't do at all. Let's remove this potentiometer and repair it from the last video's donor board. After assembling everything and firing it all up, it looks like our backlight isn't turning on. Shining a light through the back of our display shows that the LCD is operating correctly. So let's check to see if we blew a fuse. If we test any fuse for continuity, we know it's good if it beeps like this. And it looks like this left fuse is completely blown. What are the chances that every single fuse on our donor boards are blown? What the fuck? Time to go caveman on this device and beat it into submission. Technically this works, but I wouldn't send it out like this in its current state. Let's take a different approach and remove this fuse from the equation entirely. Fortunately, all we have to do is install Retro6's clean screen to avoid this potential fire hazard. If you need a slower deep dive into installing the screen, I have a clean screen install video that goes into this in a lot more detail. All you need to do is remove the L2 coil and the 2 neighboring resistors to the left of it before cutting the 34-volt wire. Since this Game Gear is already modded, let's give it a new sound and power board accompanied by an untouched shell. In anticipation for the wave of comments last video, I bought 150 tennis balls. Once a week passed, we went through all the comments and signed every contributor's name to each one. After hosting a private party, raining confetti and firing mortars in celebration, we finally held the raffle.
At this point, he knew he f***ed up.
Upon tossing some balls in the dog pool to get everything as randomized as possible, let's let these dogs loose to see which ones they'll go for.
Get your toy, Lotor. Get your toy. Lotor.
And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed this content, or if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down below. And as always, I'll see you next time.